Dear Edward is a novel by Napolitano, a heart-wrenching story that explores the impact of loss, grief, and healing. The novel is written in the first person, and the narrator is a young boy named Edward Adler. The story takes place in the aftermath of a tragic plane crash that killed all but one of the passengers, including Edward's entire family. The book follows Edward as he navigates through his grief and tries to make sense of the tragedy that has befallen him. Edward Adler is a 12-year-old boy living in New Jersey with his parents and older brother, Jordan. One day, while on a family vacation to visit Jordan's college, their plane crashes, killing everyone on board except for Edward. This tragedy completely upends Edward's life and he is forced to live with his aunt and uncle in New York, far away from everything he knows and loves. Edward's aunt and uncle are loving and supportive, but he still feels a deep sense of loss and emptiness. He grapples with survivor's guilt, feeling that he shouldn't be the only one left alive. He also feels disconnected from the rest of the world, as if he's floating along in a sea of grief, and he has trouble sleeping or eating. He starts to see a therapist and she helps him to start processing his feelings and healing. As Edward starts to make sense of his new reality, he begins to receive letters from different people who have been touched by the tragedy. They write to him to share their own stories of loss, grief, and hope. Edward finds comfort in these letters, and he starts to feel a connection to these strangers who have reached out to him. Edward also learns more about the other passengers on the plane and starts to piece together the stories of their lives. He begins to feel a deep sense of empathy for them, imagining what they must have gone through in those final moments. He finds solace in the thought that they are not alone, that he is still here to remember them. Throughout the book, Edward continues to grow and heal. He starts to find joy in simple moments, like playing catch with his uncle or helping out at the local food bank. He starts to feel a sense of purpose, realizing that his survival gives him a chance to do something positive in the world. In the end, Edward takes a trip to the site of the crash, where he finds a small community of people who have come together to remember the victims. They have created a memorial garden, filled with flowers and other offerings. Edward feels a sense of peace and comfort, knowing that the passengers are not forgotten. He leaves a note in the garden, thanking the other passengers for the journey they shared, and promising to always remember them. Dear Edward is a powerful and emotional novel that explores the impact of loss and grief in a raw and honest way. The story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of hope to help us heal. The characters are well written and relatable, and the author does a fantastic job of capturing the feeling of grief and loss. This is a book that will stay with readers long after they finish it, and it is a must-read for anyone who has lost someone they love.